That's a comfy spot, Miss Lucy. That is a comfy spot indeed. Surely we'll get some viewers filing in here on this marvelous Monday morning. Welcome everyone to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Welcome to Rescued Tigress Lucy's first Monday here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. She's got a case of the Mondays in the best way possible, living wild at heart here at the Wildcat Sanctuary for the rest of her days. She had a good weekend. Looking forward to talking about Tiger Lucy's first weekend, what caretakers thought, giving care, how that went, and how she's been settling into her new surroundings, the sights and sounds of the Wildcat Sanctuary, and of course connecting with you all, good old folks and followers and supporters of the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hey, Carol Hendricks, happy Monday to myself and to Tiger Lucy. Andrea Johnson exclaiming a good morning to Tiger Lucy. There's Leanne Otterdahl. Thinking we're going to be seeing Lucy plop her head down here for a nap in a moment. Oh, Babe Ruth calling my shots there. Hey, Hinata. Good morning. Well, look at that. You're going to come and say hi to us, Miss Lucy. Good afternoon, Kendra Ditto. Saying hi to lovely Lucy. How she seems right at home. You might see Lucy being a little stiff as she stands up here. But fortunately, we've been able to get Miss Lucy on our medication regime, and she's going to be feeling a lot more pain-free here, and more she gets on this medication regimen. Hey, thank you for the chuff. Good morning. And thank you for the good morning. She says, yeah, I'm looking over at what Miss Winona's doing. I'm looking over at what Miss Pandora's doing. We'll talk a little bit about your neighbors, Miss Pretty, and about how your weekend went. Hello, as you're all filing in here. Miss Lucy's taking a little walk after laying down in her little manger setup. Caretakers obviously are wanting to help kind of facilitate any new rescue in any way possible. One of the facts of the matter is, hey, for a cat like Lucy who's never had an indoor space before, we're not expecting her to go running into her indoor bedroom on some of the first nights after her rescue. So where Lucy was just laying is right under her platform, but caretakers took the step to add some hay there for some insulation to keep her warm. They added some windbreaks as well. And again, thank you for the chuff, Miss Lucy. Again, just in an attempt to understand the fact that a tiger acclimating to new surroundings, especially a tiger who's never had an indoor space before, just giving her an alternative space outside as she continues to adjust and work herself up to her indoor space. Yes. So one thing Miss Lucy's doing right now, she's doing a little bit of patrolling, what I would call patrolling for Lucy, that is. And by now, we got to see when Lucy was first released into her free-roaming habitat here. She met Pandora across the way. And would have been last Friday, Miss Lucy met Winona. And Winona's right along the shared wall here in Roar Ridge. And overall, things have been well. Lucy hasn't had, I wouldn't say, any type of negative interactions with them. I think that she's a little uncertain of just other cats being around her. She even will look across the way. Hey, pretty girl. She'll even look across the way to Aurora and Alana, who you can see laying under their tree there. So I wouldn't say she's being fearful. It's all just her acclimating to her new surroundings. You could see at the beginning of this post, she was hanging out under her platform, and now I can hear her being a little grumbly, her asking me, what is this other tiger doing across the way? What are those lions doing across the way? But we love seeing things like this, her drinking her water. She already had part of her diet today, her med piece in the morning, and she'll be getting the rest of her meal later this afternoon. So look at that, 122 people joining us on this live post as we greet Miss Lucy on her first Monday, living wild at heart here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hoping everybody's doing well. Lucy certainly had a good weekend, talking about how she's been acclimating and adjusting, certainly getting used to her new neighbors. But as I was just mentioning, we love seeing that she's eager to eat her meals. She's drinking water. She has one water bucket, two water bucket, and a third across the way. As of Thursday last week, she was just drinking out of this water bucket. Well, she's been gaining so much courage, and like I said, acclimating. She's now drinking out of that far water bucket, which we like seeing. And now she might be taking a seat in her corner here. But nonetheless, talking Miss Lucy, we'll probably do a little strolling today, pretty girl. And maybe check in with some other cats. But nonetheless, I saw someone, let's see here in the comments, if I can just flip through them here. I'd love to see how vibrant they are. Everybody's talking and chatting. Susan Bloom mentioning she is limping on her front right. That is correct, Susan. That's actually some arthritis that we knew Lucy was coming to us with. That right elbow we actually have x-rays of, and we can see that arthritis in there. And now that Lucy's here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we have her on medication routine to help ease some of that pain stemming from that arthritis. And we just started her on that medication regime a few days ago. So as she continues to get her med pieces, she continues to get a proper and wholesome diet, we're expecting her to feel a little bit more comfortable in her body. But nonetheless, yep, she certainly does have a limp there, and we are right on the case of helping Lucy get as comfortable as she can in her 16 years of age. It's also worth acknowledging that Lucy did live on hard surfaces for a majority of her life, so this is the first time that Lucy's ever had anything like soft grass or a soft ground to walk on. So certainly that's going to be offering a lot of reprieve for her. Yes, I hear you're grumbling. I hear you're grumbling. You're wondering, what's that tigress doing over there? What are those lions doing over there? Well, I might let you do your patrolling, and I might go and find some of those tigers and lions across the way, Miss Lucy, who surely are soon to become your friend, but at your own pace, obviously. I'm going to go keep on walking this direction and see what Winona is doing. I think that's the tiger that's getting Lucy's goat right now. Alrighty, let's see. Deborah J. Sanford asking, has she gone into her inside quarters? So all the rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary attached to their free-roaming habitats that you often see on these live posts. Those are attached to a central animal building, which have their indoor bedrooms, which Deborah is being curious about. And Deborah, I know that they put some food in there for her. They've put up some blinds over the front, or some shade cloths, I should say, over the front of her room to help maybe kind of ease, the nerves of seeing a black leopard across the way, Shadow, Simon and Jeremy to her left, Pandora to her right. So, yes, she has come up and eaten a piece of food out of her room, and caretakers are still going to be making sure that she understands what type of space that is, that it's a safe space, that it's just for hers, and that it is just for her to access 24/7 whenever she wants to. Yes. And this would be lovely Lucy's neighbor. This is Winona the tiger. Just like Lucy, Winona has a harrowing rescue story, just like all the rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Many of them having just as incredible stories as Lucy, have just as many people playing an important role to get them safe at Sanctuary like Lucy. Definitely, certainly a little bit larger of a magnitude when it comes to an international rescue, but nonetheless, Miss Winona here, who just gives some of the prettiest chuffs. She says, I don't chuff on cue. Miss Winona was rescued from a breeder who was breeding Miss Winona and selling her cubs on the internet for profit. And long and short, that's the story of a lot of our rescues, is that they were once profited off of in their former lives. And here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, that's the furthest thing from their new reality. Here they get to live a life of compassion. They get to live a life of, well, one that's made for them, tailored for their lives. A tiger gets to be a tiger here. They're not seen as a mean of profit. Miss Winona is going to live out the rest of her days being a tiger and not having to be a commodity and breeding more tigers for profit. Isn't that right, pretty lady? And she says, yes, and I'll tell you what, for the rest of my days, I get to eat like a queen, and I'm leading you into my indoor bedroom, hoping that you're going to bring me some food. But Winona, that, alas, is not me. There's Miss Tao cruising across the way. Up to no good as usual. Natty Morales asking, how is her son, Dashy, doing? Well, Dash is doing great as usual. I was doing a little bit of photo rounds this morning, Natalie, and kind of laughing to myself that, well, some of the tigers are having a hard time coming to terms with the end of pool season. Many of our tiger habitats having those awesome in-ground tiger pools that you're familiar with during kind of the spring and summer months. And obviously, heck, it got below freezing last night. I had frost all over my truck, Miss Tao, which means pool season is gone the way of the dodo. And my point being, Natalie, that Thor I saw playing with his ball in the bottom of his empty pool. Dash was kind of sitting along the edge of his empty pool. I think Nova was kind of somewhat orbiting around her pool. It was a lot of tigers having a hard time with the reality of the situation that fall is coming, winter's coming, and pool season is closed. No lifeguard on duty, Tao. Not until next year. Phyllis Hunt saying hi to Tao. And I have just been absolutely atrocious when it comes to getting into some of the comments here. So maybe as I turn the corner here, I'll give me some time to do some reading here. Are those tags or white spots on their ears? I don't recall seeing them on Lucy before. Donna, you might be talking about the white spots on the back of their ears, which would be referred to the flash. And those flashes are exactly that, a kind of a naturally occurring faux eye that will appear on the back of many wildcats. Tao even has a pair of flashes here. So I think that's what you're referring to. And Miss Tao settling into her little fall wonderland here. Good morning, Phyllis Hunt from North Central Washington, saying hi to Miss Winona. Gail Shapiro asking, was her tail injured? And Gail, her tail was indeed injured, not here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, but during her former life, asking about Winona, the tailless tiger we have, and was featured on the live post just a moment ago. And during Winona's former life, when she was at that breeding facility, she lived in such close quarters with other big cats being bred at that facility that they got a hold of her tail, and it had to be surgically amputated. So that was some years ago. Still is worth some acknowledgement for the types of conditions that you'll find at these unlicensed breeding facilities, or I shouldn't say that, they were licensed, USDA licensed, but the types of conditions that these cats are living before rescue, I should say. Let's see what we have here. Tao isn't the only spunky gal on this corner here in Roar Ridge. And I just love seeing how many people are joining us today. About 150 people watching. Certainly a lot of us still, coming in off the Lucy rescue wave. But nonetheless, just as special as Lucy is and her rescue was, as so many other rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So I'm liking that Lucy maybe gets to be an entry point for so many. That's the other thing that's so cool, as we kind of look at Shadow doing the stinky face here. As we kind of settle into life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary and connect with our social media followers, we always kind of ask you, what rescue brought you into the fold? Some people will go all the way back to Shadow's rescue with Shadow, Callie, Caesar, and Logan. They'll often mention maybe Mohan the tiger, Daisy the tiger. We have many people joining the TWS fold after Dash's rescue. So yet again, another miracle rescue of Lucy. And yet again, hopefully, more TWS followers kind of coming into the fold, learning about what's happening here, what's happening towards captive wildcats here in the United States, and I guess after Lucy on a global scale. Pretty special thing. So happy to see it, and glad to have you all along for the ride. Shadow's doing her own thing, it seems. So we will circle back over. And maybe I'll get a little dose of Lion before we get a final dose of Lucy. But we'll see here. A little gray. Looks gray, but it's actually a little more blue than you'd think. I'll say that I missed out. Well, not necessarily missed out, but While on the rescue last week, I gotta say that the leaves peaked here in northern Minnesota, in our neck of the woods in northern Minnesota, and a little bit of wind has come, and a lot of our trees are looking pretty naked here. So some of that fall splendor is still yet to be had, but a little farther south in the state. Yeah, Aurora and Alana are being a couple hams, so we'll quickly check in with those two. And I think Lucy has gone and settled back in under her platform as well. Oh, actually, now I see her coming to stand up and say hi to me, so we'll be able to say hi to Lucy too after we say hi to these two goofs. Oh, just when I thought I was going to be able to get a good shot of two goofy sisters here. This would be Alana. Alana is a rescued white lion, and Alana and her sister Aurora were both rescued from the infamous Tiger King Park. Certainly many of you saw or heard of that hit Netflix show that came out during the pandemic. And Aurora and Alana being bred for profit along with the hundreds of other cats that were originated from the Tiger King Park in Oklahoma and northern Texas. Now safe at Sanctuary. They are two of 140 plus cats who benefit from the care of people like you, and two of 140 plus cats who are just two balls of energy. Aurora and Alana, I know we see them kind of laying low right now. Aurora says, yeah, let me show them just how goofy we are. But, you know, despite the fact that they are goofy, they are funny, I am never going to reach out and touch Aurora and Alana and treat them like a pet. That's one of the best things here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is all of our rescues are seen as exactly what they are, wildcats. They still are animals. They still have personalities that I love and endear, but at the end of the day, I'm always going to respect these animals for what they are. Daria saying, I still can't figure out these two, but I love them. Daria, you're right. It can be a little hard to get the identification down between these two gorgeous sisters because darn it, at the end of the day, they are just so similar. I'll tell you what, if I could have you standing beside me right now, I would say to look at a couple little things. And bless Aurora and Alana's heart, but tragically, a big part of the abuse that was happening at the Tiger King Park was inbreeding. And so I look at Aurora and Alana, and I see a lot of symptoms of that inbreeding. And one of the first things that I look for, Daria, is who has the most crossed eyes between the two. And when I'm looking at one of them, and then I look at the other, and I see, oh, well, that one's eyes are much more crossed. That is Aurora. And again, those crossed eyes being symptomatic of inbreeding. We also can look at the head shape of Aurora and Alana, kind of that upside down triangle or a diamond shape, which is also indicative of that inbreeding. So it's an unfortunate example, Daria. Like that's what I look for is which one of the two girls has the most crossed eyes. But that's truly one of the ones that is kind of allows me the most and deliberate way of seeing who's who. And then from there, I'm counting wrinkles on the top of the head. I'm looking at small variations on the shape of the head, but I go right to the eyes first and foremost. Maria H. asking, do they have any health issues due to the inbreeding? Maria, and that's a very good question. Aurora and Alana are young cats right now. But knowing the fact that they're inbred is something that we have on their medical record, and as they age, that due to that inbreeding, there could be potential veterinary issues down the road as these cats continue to age. So the answer to that right now is no, but it's something that we're aware of, and we're going to be looking at as we assess these cats' long-term health as they age and grow here at the sanctuary. And that also goes for a cat like Alyssa. For Alyssa, who is a liger, also came from the Tiger King Park. She's the type of rescue that she's young, she's healthy right now, but we know with her hybridization and with the inbreeding that we are going to be keeping a close eye on her, just like I said with these two, as they grow and age. Well, you two just look so regal here. And I guess while we have them sitting together so perfectly, it's going to be Miss Aurora on the left and Alana on the right. So hopefully that helps there, Daria. And I always have a little bit more of a round head shape from Aurora on the left, and a little bit more of a streamlined head shape from her sister Alana on the right. And then I know I shouldn't use this example, but Alana is a little bit more kind of sandy and less blonde than her sister, or less white, I should say. She's more blonde. But the color really isn't the greatest way to tell the difference between the two. Pat Skoog asking, how do your cats do during the extreme cold weather in Minnesota? Well, Pat, that's a great question, and it's a logical question. I'm looking at 2 African lions, and you're wondering, how in the heck do these cats keep warm during the winter? And the best part is that the free-roaming habitat that Alana and Aurora are hanging out in here, well, right in the background there, that is attached to a central animal building, which is temperature controlled. In Alana and Aurora, they have an awesome large indoor bedroom for them to enjoy. They have a bed and a couple small platforms and a bed box. And they get to head in there and enjoy themselves as they please. So as I said, 24/7, access to their indoor space and outdoor space. Alana and Aurora, truthfully, they don't really mind the snow. A lot of our lions don't mind the snow. We're going to plow pathways for them. We're going to make sure they're their manger, which you can see there behind us, or their cabana, as I often call it, or their platform is shoveled off. And then a lot of the times it's just making sure that they're being wise and taking advantage of their indoor space and outdoor space. And then we're also going to put in some heated insulated options within their habitat. So sometimes, a lot of the times, we have heated insulated den box. Gino and Sophie right across the way have one. Alana and Aurora, doesn't look like you guys have one, but you more so are always using your indoor bedrooms. But for some of those cats who are in there, but not as much as they can be, we always offer an outdoor space for them to keep warm as well. Fran McKinney saying, you guys are really thinking of everything for these cats. Well, Fran, we like to be, and it's our duty to make sure that in their rescued lives they have everything that they could ever need, and that they're living safely, comfortably, and compassionately. And I'd like to think that, when we get to talk about what we do for the cats, I'd like to think that you guys are realizing that you're the ones who are making all the things that we talk about possible for our rescue. So I never want that to kind of go without being said, as I've been monologuing for so long, filibustering this whole Wildcat Sanctuary post, talking about all things Wildcat Sanctuary, and, well, you are the ones who are making all things Wildcat Sanctuary possible. Love to see it. I'm looking around, and I think Lucy... Let's see. Oh, look at this. This is fun. Lucy's up on her mound. Good girl. I love the mounds. She says, yeah, I like the little hills too. You'll find perches. You'll find platforms. You'll find pools. But a lot of the times, even right over here in Pandora's yard, we have small little hills, which will give the cats that much more of a vantage point. And that's Lucy up on top of her mound there. I'd love to see that. I haven't seen you on the mound. We're going to hang out today because I want to get some fun photos of you as you continue to acclimate, pretty girl. But we'll conclude the post with a goodbye to Miss Lucy. But sorry if I've been missing some of your questions in the comments here. I know that there's a lot of informed TWS followers too who are surely helping me answer some of your comments and questions. I'll be wrapping up the live post, and we'll be catching up with everything at my desk too, so we'll make sure nothing's unanswered and everybody knows what's what. I think I said the S word earlier, snow. There's Faith talking about our indoor bedrooms. Thank you for that, Faith. Oh, a lot of good questions here. A lot of good questions. Denise asking, has Lucy gone inside? Well, Denise, she's gone inside with the help of some food placed in her bedroom. But we have put up a blind in kind of the front of her room so she's not able to see some of her neighbors, and caretakers are going to kind of continue working and helping her understand what the indoor bedroom is and how it's going to be a great space for her to feel comfortable in. Well, look at you, Miss Lucy. You're walking over here to say hi to me. We came to say hi, and we came to say goodbye. I saw you on your mound. I saw you on your mound, pretty girl. She says, yeah, I'm cruising. It's a pretty day out here, Miss Luce. Look at this. Nice job. You can see some of the logs there from the windbreak that the caretakers created. That was her little hay area that we would have saw her resting in at the beginning of the live post. Looks like she's probably circling back there, making some type of loop. But so happy to see Miss Lucy doing well. Happy to report that caretakers had nothing but positive things to say with her, of her kind of stretching her legs, using more of her habitat. She's got 3 water buckets here. She was only using 1 water bucket as of last Friday. Well, now she's using 2 of the 3. I like seeing that. She's made a little adventure into her indoor bedroom. You can see we've placed this blind up here as well, just to help with a little less stimulation for this pretty girl. And we're going to continue getting her some good food and continue getting her some pain medications and help alleviate some of that arthritis. And Lucy, life is good here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we could not be more thankful, rather, that your journey ended safely here at Sanctuary. All right, pretty girl. She says, yep. Each time I just go that much further and I get that much closer to that pretty tiger across the way. We are just so proud of how strong and bold you are, pretty girl. All right, everyone. From a courageous Miss Lucy here, a curious and always goofy Aurora and Alana across the way. We got to see Tao. We got to see Shadow. A little glimpse of Shadow. And who else did we see? I think that was about it, Lucy. And then, of course, plenty of Lucy time. And be sure to check out the beginning of the live post. Lucy tucked into her little manger area, which was nice to see. But nonetheless, it's Monday, everyone. I will be out of the office tomorrow, but Tammy's going to be doing a live. And we're going to be sharing some special news with everyone tomorrow, so it'll be a live to enjoy. But nonetheless, a great live post today to visit with Lucy, learning about how she did over her first weekend. Looking forward to all that life has in store for her here at the sanctuary. So happy to hear that she's getting a good diet. She's getting some pain medications to help with some of that soreness and arthritis. And it's nothing but cream here from here on out, Miss Lucy, and we're so happy about it. So have a great rest of your day, everyone, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow.